better.
Ellis, is the plan to keep Justin Garrett star, and in relation to that, how are things at weak side linebacker?
It's good. I mean, I got more bodies than I had last year. I'm not very, I think it's a big difference in the word pleased and satisfied. You know, I've very seldom been displeased in our kids because they've given great effort and it's important to them. But I'm not satisfied right now where we are after our first two linebackers. We got a lot of work to do. It's pretty much wide open up in the mix. So right now, the only problem I have is I can't get them all enough repetitions to really make a decision. It's going to have to be a scrimmage, maybe two, before I know who those other two guys are behind Frost and McKenzie.
But Garrett's a guy still.
Yes, and he played better out there in the first place. We moved him last year when he came off that foot injury because we did have a depth issue in there. Then he got hurt again, and his play in there was very average, but he didn't have much time to learn. But I think he's a better space player. He's a great blitzer off the edge, has improved his cover skills out there tremendously, and he made a lot of plays for us in space during the spring. Had a great spring the year before, and the injuries, unfortunately, have always kept him from having a really stellar season, and I hope good luck, follows us this year. If that kid could have a full season of practice and games, I just think he can still be one of our most dynamic playmakers. So he's done a really good job out there so far.
What about the decision to move Josh Holsey back to corner?
Well, we kind of went back and forth with it. We feel like your boundary corner's got to be a big physical guy, and that's where he was last year before we moved him. We had 2 or 3 guys playing well there, so we felt like we had the luxury of moving him inside when we lost McNeil. And he had cover skills, corner skills, and we wanted to get him back out there and see if he could be that boundary corner. Mincy played there all during the spring, but frankly, it made us really thin over on the field side. And he had done such a great job for us over on the field corner. We felt like we were moving too many people to solve one problem. So that was kind of the decision. There's going to be some musical chairs and things probably up the next 2 weeks now, because we've got more able bodies. We've got kids that are really making some plays out there, and we're going to see some guys that maybe can help us in a different position. And I could foresee some position moves, but not right now. We're trying to get them enough reps so we can give them a fair evaluation where they are playing.
It seems like outside of Auburn, people don't love Jermaine Whitehead. I mean, they don't talk much about him and stuff. And you're a guy, you ran him out there a whole lot last year. Just tell me what you like about him and how valuable he is.
Well, I guess the code word on him is consistency. He doesn't have all the sexy stats that you got to have to get national media attention. I mean, people can't sit down and watch every college player on film, so they go to the statistics, and that's important. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's about making plays. But he's kind of quarterbacked our defense back there in the back, and we lost Holsey. Tremendous load on his shoulders because the others were not in control of what they were doing nearly as much as Josh had been. So that all fell back on Whitehead. And I just think, if you go back over his previous 3 years, I'd say he's probably been about as consistent football player as Auburn's had.